guys, so I'm gonna go a little bit here on a disclosure. This is gonna have some spoilers, so my best advice to you is go back and watch Cruel Intentions 1, 2, 3 is not necessary, but personally it's one of the best.
Hi guys, I'm Tracy.
First off, I want to say, if you've seen Cruel Intentions 1 but did not see the second one, which was a pre-story that showed Catherine younger and when she met Sebastian and everything, you may not be able to understand all the similarities that the new TV show actually has. Because if you simply compare it to our first OG movie of Cruel Intentions, in that movie it's shown that Catherine has no care for Sebastian that she shows to him, and that the relationship is more of him being like a puppy dog that does whatever she suggests in the name of their game. Now, if you take a look at the second movie, which may not be the best, but it did give an interesting insight, we do see a little bit more of when they meet, and we also see Catherine let Sebastian know a little bit about her soft side, some things that she is vulnerable about family, about pretending to be so perfect and everything, which we actually can see on the show, because in the show, Caroline, which is pretty much a different version but sort of similar to Catherine, she does have that need to be perfect and to earn her mother's respect, which we see a little bit on the Cruel Intentions first movie, but on the second one it definitely shows more, because of course in there Tiffany, which is the name of Catherine Mortoy's mother, is shown more. Of course, they're teenagers, so she would have a little bit more to be on the movie at the time. With the show, we also have Lucian, which is Sebastian on this new TV series. He is like sort of like a playboy like Sebastian, of course, but I think his seductive ways are different. Like when we see Sebastian on the movies, he's more towards trying to use mind games very openly with girls, except with the challenge girl, Annette or Anne, which we'll talk about right after Sebastian. But on the new show, you see Sebastian just like effortlessly flirting, getting the girl. Here there's no photos, but there's videos, which is kind of like keeping it on the same lane of Sebastian or Lucian having a thing for photography related documenting. Of course, if you do a versus and compare them, the movies are gonna come on top, but I think the new show is actually doing a pretty decent job. Of course, we've only had one season, so we have stuff to see. Moving on to Anne or Annette, the Batgirl. On the movies, as you guys know, Annette is very open publicly about why she wants to remain a virgin. On our show, Anne just hasn't had the right person to be with, but it's not exactly that she's saving herself for being religious or something around those notes. Then again, being not the principal's daughter like on the movies, but being a politician daughter makes her life a little more complicated than that. So it does kind of give like a similarity, but at the same time, if Anne would have met a nice guy, she might have gone through with that, versus Annette that was willingly thinking of waiting until love, until marriage, until God. And of course, we cannot leave out the character that is Cece or Cecilia on the OG movies. Their characters are different in a way that Catherine just met Cecilia. in the movies, and she was planning on meeting her to get her revenge. Opposed to Caroline, who was a friend of Cece, and who was pretty much using her for whatever she could get. Of course, both characters, Caroline and Catherine, acted like they were friends, but in the show, it was more a sneaky thing, her betrayal of getting involved with the professor storyline, which, if you've seen the movies and the show, it is quite fun that he is the only person that it's in both universe, the same actor. Because the same person that portrayed Cecilia's music teacher on the Cruel Intention movies is the one that is playing Cece's love interest professor crush thingy. I think out of those 4 characters that we talk about, the most almost precise copy of each other would be those 2. Difference, the involvement with Lucian, but then again that could still happen. The show still hasn't officially been renewed or canceled, so it's up in the air. It could be either way. Now, if you are a fan of the first movie and have not seen any of the second or third, I would definitely recommend give it a watch. It's not the best movie. You definitely, if you compare Cruel Intentions 1 and 2, the first one is way better, but the second one does give more insight to their characters and their story, when they met, how they changed each other, how they got involved, so it does bring a little interest to the show. Now, the third installment of the Cruel Intentions, which I think a lower percentage of people know about or have seen, has a very interesting story. Now, do we have Sebastian or Catherine? No, we have different characters, but we have a cousin of Catherine that has kind of like a similar personality. So it's definitely a good show to watch. Is it better than the movies? No. Is it a very good nowadays adaptation? I actually think so. And that would be our Cruel Intentions talk. So, last thoughts, movies are better. Show is doing pretty good. We'll see if they do a season 2 and if they're decent with that season. And absolutely, if you haven't watched the other movies of the saga, definitely give them a watch. That would be my suggestion. And that would be for today's video, so I hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, remember to give a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you guys around for my next video. Bye guys.